Today I am going to show you how to make Thai milk tea using 3 different methods and using the most popular Thai tea brand in Thailand and most accessible all over the world.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out.
First tip, if you are using this brand, you need to use a lot of tea. So for my recipe today, using 22 ounces cups, I will need 2 tablespoons of this Thai tea per cup. And how much exactly is 2 tablespoons in grams? Well, 1 tablespoon of this Thai tea is equivalent to about 7 grams. So 2 tablespoons, about 14 grams of this tea per cup. So you really have to use a lot. And then we are going to use condensed milk, evaporated milk, and just to make it faster, I am preparing them as milk syrup, which is a combination of condensed milk and evaporated milk. If you haven't yet seen how to make this, do check out the link above. I am also going to make one which uses non-dairy creamer. I'm just using a regular coffee mate here. I'm also going to use one which uses granulated sugar and the other which does not use granulated sugar but uses sugar syrup, and also one which is a tea latte using fresh milk. First up, we are going to make Thai milk tea using creamer and granulated sugar. This brand of Thai tea is not as strong as the newer generations of Thai tea, so I'm going to use 2 tablespoons for 1 22-ounce cup, and I am going to use about 200 milliliters of water. And using the pour over, I am going to start by pouring a little bit of the water, hot water there. Let it bloom for a few seconds and then pour the rest of the water. So pour high and then low, and the reason for that is so that you get a beautifully smelling Thai tea. So we are going to do this pour over for about 5 times, and try and do it without making a mess. Okay, I'm going to do the same. I'm not sure, sometimes I do make a mess here. Okay, so this is my 3rd pour over. Pour high and then low. Okay, the 4th pour high and then low, and the final pour high. I can tell you it is smelling so good, and then low. Okay, so this is my first Thai tea brewed using the pour over method. I'm just going to squeeze everything out of my tea, and I'm aiming to get about 150 milliliters of juice here. Okay, and I think I am nearly there. I'm going to add creamer and then granulated sugar. I find that using granulated sugar makes the taste of the Thai tea sharper and more delicious. 40 ml. 40 ml is equivalent to about 20 ml of condensed milk and 20 ml of evaporated milk. So I combine them together to make the process faster. This is now our first Thai milk tea. Next version of Thai milk tea, it is going to be using only the milk syrup, and this time we are going to use sugar syrup. The same amount of water here. Thai tea, which is 2 tablespoons, 1, 2, just about level tablespoons, equivalent to about 14 grams. And then I am going to start the pour over. Start with just a little bit, let your tea bloom for a few seconds, and then start pour over. Squeeze the juice out of here and aim for about 150 milliliters, which I am getting at the moment. So that's it. 30 ml condensed milk and 30 ml evaporated milk, or equivalent to my 2 ounces or 60 ml of milk syrup. Look at that beautiful color there. And I'm going to add, this is optional, but this is a perfect way of making your Thai milk tea commercial. So this is half an ounce of sugar syrup. The beauty of using sugar syrup is that you don't need to use hot tea, so you can batch brew your Thai tea and then just keep adding the ingredients. And this is our second blend of Thai milk tea. So if you look at the two of them side by side, they're very, very similar in color, texture. From what I can see from the top here, the texture of this one is a little bit, I would say, powdery, because I suppose we use the creamer here. And this one looks really, really smooth, no creamer and no granulated sugar. Well, that's just the observation at this time. For our last drink, it is Thai tea latte. For this, I am only going to use 100 ml of water, hot water, the 2 tablespoons of Thai tea there. What I'm going to show you now is, if you have time and you don't want to do pour over, you may simply soak your tea in the hot water for about 5 minutes, but bear in mind that this will be a longer process. If you see the traditional way of making Thai tea, most of the street cafes will do a pour over very, very quickly, because you don't have time to really wait for this to soak for about 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. The color of my tea looks really, really dark, but the downside of this is that you don't get that delicious smell, really. Trust me, it's not the traditional way of doing it, but like I said, if you have time, yes, by all means, you can soak it. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this, because this is a tea latte, is I'm going to first make my latte mix, which is the milk mix here, straight into my cup. So this is 22 ounces full of ice. What I need here is my milk syrup, and then fresh milk, any milk of choice, half an ounce of sugar syrup, optional depending on your sweetness preference. Now give it a stir, and then pour the tea over. And now let's pour our first drink, the one with the creamer and the granulated sugar. So again, this process could result in some sediments in your drink. Do not include in your drink. For the third drink, what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to fill my cup with ice, because I would like to put a milk foam. This is optional, so it's just another way of presenting your Thai milk tea. So there you go. Again, I'm getting sediments here. And now I'm going to top this up with milk foam. Now this one will make your drink a bit more premium, which you can charge extra for. And this is our third drink today. So 3 different ways of preparing your Thai milk tea. They're all very different. One is the regular one, no frills. This one is lovely to look at. It's more milk than tea. And this one is milk tea with milk foam. How does it change the taste? Okay, I kind of like the sweetness level of this one. It's not very strong. I suppose I used to make this like more condensed milk than evaporated milk. This time I made them 50-50, so it's more or less like 50% sweetness level. It's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but then you can always adjust that. This one is a tea latte, so more milk than tea. So the color would be definitely lighter than that of this milk tea. Now this one is very smooth. A lot of milk there. I could taste the tea for sure, but it is definitely more filling, whereas this one gives you that refreshing taste. Wow. I love creamer in my milk tea, but in this case, I think I mean, they are equally good, the one with creamer, the one without the creamer, but in this case, it is just a matter of preference. All of them got beautiful smell, the sweetness level is just right. Well, they are all very different. I would say these two are very refreshing because it's more tea than milk. This one is quite satisfying because it's got milk, very smooth. Between these two, what I would select this time, I must say I'm leaning towards this one, the one without the creamer. Well, that's just my verdict today. Do let me know what you think once you've tried all of these 3 recipes. All these recipes are in my book, All Things Milk Tea, so don't forget to check it out. Details on how to order in the description box below. In the book, you will find the recipes for 22 ounces as well as 16 ounces and 12 ounces. So if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.